What is up, dude? And welcome back to another YEE HAW HAA Podcast with Martin and Hooter.
Thank you guys for tuning in. How you doing, Hooter?
Out here, dude. Tejas living.
How? It was. I just got back, and it was hot as fuck the first day, and then yesterday it poured, and it cooled everything down.
Dude, and it poured out of nowhere, bro.
Like I wasn't expecting. I was ready to grill. I was going to grill pork chops. I had them all ready to go, and then it started raining. Had to put everything away. So I made them, dude. I seared them, and then I baked them for just the right amount of time. And you know what makes them juicy, dude?
What?
Butter.
Ooh.
So I seared them in oil, but then I seasoned them and shit. But then I added like some butter, and then you kind of baste them while you're searing them.
Okay.
And then threw them in the oven for like not even 10 minutes because the sear was a heavy sear. And they were so freaking juicy, dude.
Dude, I'm always so nervous to dry out pork chops.
But because you know what? I think that everybody makes that mistake of wanting it to not be undercooked because everybody's afraid of pork.
Dude.
But it's okay for it to be a little pink, dude. I mean, not medium rare or rare. Yeah, no. But as long as it's cooked, it just needs to get to 145. Once it gets to 145, you're good.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
145 is pretty juicy up in there still.
Yeah. Oh, they were so good, dude. And then Polly and Hannah are here, and so we had some pork chops. Had that Greek salad from HEB. Shout out to HEB with that HEB. So HEB is next level grocery shopping, and I know it's not like we're just all pro Texas everything.
It sounds
like we are, and everybody keeps telling me that. People that are listening are pointing it out. Oh, these guys are all Texans now. Hey man, it's HEB is the shit. I'm not gonna lie. They got a solid Greek salad, dude.
Yeah, dude. Fight your mother, bro. HEB is tight.
Yeah. Tore that up, and then an ice cream sandwich, a couple beers. I've been fucking up Coors lately, dude.
Oh,
rest in peace, Juan Moreno. That was his beer.
Banquet or light?
There was no light.
No, but are you fucking up banquet or light?
I'm fucking up banquet. I'm fucking up banquet. Light, I can't. I'm not gonna say I can't do it, but I just don't find any flavor in the light. It's like drinking water, dude. No disrespect to the banquet beer, but I can't. I'm not even a fan of Bud Light, dude.
As cold as the Rockies, bro.
Yeah, no. You don't like the banquet? Is it too thick for you?
Yeah, something about it.
I don't know. When it's nice and ice cold. Anyway, it was perfect with some pork chops. Give me my chop. This one's coming to me,
bro.
Yeah.
So I posted the first episode.
Yeah.
First message I get is from our good friend Beto Duran, and all he texted me was, "Bro, not even 5 minutes into your new podcast, and your dad's screaming to stare at the sun. I missed you guys."
A big shout out to Beto, and by the way, I found. Ironically enough, because you told me, and ironically enough, I found a clip that was talking about the benefits that we cheat ourselves by putting on sunglasses, and you don't reset your brain from night to day. By the sun needs to get in your eye a little bit. You don't stare at the sun, obviously. But
I played it back, dude. You do sound wild.
What did I say? Stare at the sun? I didn't say stare at the sun. There's no way.
You don't say stare at the sun, but I asked when you go out. Oh, when it's peak sun, that's when I go outside. And dude, you're supposed to stare at. You said, look, not like not completely stare at it, but
you need some sunshine in your
eyeballs need your sun.
Okay.
Sunshine.
So anyway, it was talking about all this. It's all the benefits of getting sun in your eye, you know. And so I copied it. And I hit the message, the send thing, and I send it to Beto. And I put, stare at the sun, you fuck. He just had a laugh. He's a good sport. By the way, as professional as Beto is and gets shit done, he's a really good sport when it comes to us talking shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's the best part.
Yeah. So shout out to Beto. Thank you, Beto, for tuning in. Actually, I know you're a busy guy. You got so many things to do, so many events to freaking do play-by-play and color commentate, and you still find time to support us. So it's lots of love, homie.
For sure.
And El Cheer Dad too, dude. El Cheer Dad's been sharing with everybody. Big shout out to El Cheer Dad. Hope we see you in Covina on the 13th, homie, at the Laugh Factory.
Hopefully we see Beto too, dude.
Show up, Beto. We'll have the sun for you.
Yeah, we'll have some UVs there.
We'll have some UVs. But yeah, dude. So it rained on my barbecue, and I couldn't barbecue, and but we cooked inside. Solid plan B.
Yeah, for sure.
Years ago, I would have been like, God damn it rained. It's like, all right, let me just Google pork chop recipes in the oven, dude. Mm-hmm. What did Bruce Lee say, bro?
Be wata.
You gotta be wata, because you try to force something. What am I gonna go barbecue in the rain? Can't do that.
No.
So anyway,
dude, you've been gone, bro.
I know, dude. We were in Europe for 17 days or something like that, on the Fluffy World Tour. And shout out to Gabriel Iglesias, dude. I mean, the dude is a phenom. Everybody knows it. And I'm not just saying this kissing his ass or nothing like that. It's just a fact.
Yeah.
I mean, the dude is an international superstar. Not just a star, a superstar. The first time we went to Europe was 14 years ago, and did a bunch of theaters in select countries. 14 years later, this guy's breaking markets in Romania, in Germany, in Belgium, and in arenas. When you break a market, usually as a comic, you start off at a club.
Theater tops, dude.
Theater when shit's good.
Yeah.
So no, he's doing arenas all over Europe and talking about different promoters showing up. We got to get you to blah 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 country. We got to get you to blah 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 country, and it just blows my mind, dude. 12,000 seats, 15,000. It's just insanity, the numbers. When you told me that who's the homie over at the LOL?
Avery.
Dude, that I laughed so freaking hard, dude, because we were putting up the stories because everybody posting the stories the night before from the show, and you try to repost as many people as possible, and thank you, blah 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 city and da da da. I mean, it just, you don't really think about it when you're reposting it, but when you told me how you guys were looking at it,
yeah,
it just sounds insane,
bro. We're waking up. Oh, thank you to the 13,000 people in this fucking country that we didn't even know existed, bro. And
countries people can't even pronounce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was so cool to see Fluff saying yes, I'm performing here. Yes, in an arena. Yes, in English. It's bananas to think about.
I will say this. There are a lot of Latinos in Europe. There's Latinos everywhere, obviously. To think that they're just in Latin America and in the United States is kind of dumb, right? But there was, handfuls at every venue. And at the end of the show, Gabriel started doing something that's really, really cool. He says, muchas gracias a toda la gente latina que vinieron a verlos. Nos queremos mucho, which means thank you to all the Latin people that came to see us. It means a lot. We appreciate you. I'm paraphrasing, but it gets a cheer, not just from them because they feel seen, but from the rest of the audience that loves that they're there. It's not just them clapping, which is pretty freaking awesome. And there was a few countries where we showed up and they had a Mexican flag, dude.
Really?
Yeah, I thought I was on the 405. I thought, oh shit, the protesters are here. But no, they had Mexican flags, dude, which was freaking pretty cool.
Is that Karen Bass over there?
She's shutting off more hydrants. What's she doing over there? Oh, she's giving money to the homeless. They should have not to the firefighters. I see you, Karen Bass. And by the way, shout out to Greg Abbott for boycotting Senate Bill 3, which was trying to make marijuana illegal with propaganda from freaking reefer madness, dude, from the 1930s, like insane, crazy talk by the lieutenant governor. But Abbott, it's crazy because he waited. I think there was 10 minutes left.
Yeah.
And he did it, and hey,
I'm not gonna say no names. Fools were hating the first episode. Oh, you guys are whack going to Texas. Fucking Abbott, you can't even have weed. I have 5 joints on me right now.
Boom! Abbott said it's okay. That's my governor.
It's all good, bro.
What's your governor doing? Making you wear a mask while he goes to the goddamn restaurant?
Yep.
Suck it.
Suck it, bro.
So anyway, whatever. Look, whatever you think of the guy, am I a fan? Probably not. There's a lot of shit I disagree with him on. Yeah. But, hey, he did the right thing. I think that there was a lot of pressure, especially from veterans. You can't tell me that you're on board with the vets and put them on freaking opiates versus a natural herb. It's insanity. And not just for medicinal reasons. If a grown man wants to smoke weed to get high, a grown man should have the opportunity to get high. And Texas showed "Don't Tread on Me" is a real thing. So thank you, Governor Abbott.
You're a real one.
Yes. But anyway, I was in Europe when it happened. Crazy.
How many countries did you guys hit? Do you know?
I think it was 9, Hooter. No, 8.
And in those 8, other fools were coming saying, come to our countries?
Correct.
Countries that he hasn't gone to yet?
Yes.
Jesus.
Yes.
Was he open to it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's so we did multiple cities in one country. So Sweden, we did Stockholm and Gothenburg and Stockholm, and freaking awesome. And in one of those Sweden cities, me and the homie Ivan did a little art review that's going to go up on Patreon. Because if we put it on anywhere else, it's probably going to get taken down.
It'll get flagged.
It's going to get flagged. And it's not going to survive.
3 views.
For everybody that's on the Patreon, you're going to get it. It's not long, but it's our little freaking art review over in I think it was Stockholm. I could be wrong.
What country had the best food?
Oh, my God. That's a great question. You know what? Oslo has incredible seafood, Norway, but they got the ocean. It's cold as balls. Some of the best salmon I've had is there and in Alaska. And the best fish and chips I've ever eaten in my life are in Oslo. Just ridiculous. So it depends on what you're talking about. So the Netherlands, there's so many people from a lot of countries that live there. Mm-hmm. So it's not like they have a staple food, but they have incredible Chinese food and incredible Indian food. Mm-hmm. So some really good Indian food in Amsterdam. But yeah, dude, like I said, Sweden, love it there. Tusen tak means 1,000 thank yous to everybody that showed up. Dude, I know, dude. I know. And then Oslo, Norway, always a freaking blast. Love it there. That's heavy metal, death metal, all that shit is they take it seriously out in those countries, right? And then we also hit Brussels, Belgium. Mm-hmm. And you know what? Here's the thing I didn't know about the European Union. I'm dumb, but they have open borders, Hooter. So you could travel from country to country without
no passport.
Nobody gives a fuck. You can just go. Open borders. As long as you're part of the European Union, you're within the European Union, and Belgium is full of immigrants, and we were in Brussels, and the graffiti and the propaganda, and not trying to get political with the shit, but boy, oh boy, is it political over there. And there are a lot of immigrants in Brussels. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful city. Weed is decriminalized out there, so that was cool. And the architecture, freaking beautiful. We went to Stuttgart, Germany.
Okay.
Never been there before. Been to Berlin before, but never been to Stuttgart. And there was a Mexican flag in that audience.
Crazy, dude.
I'll get back to Stuttgart. I want to give a shout out, but remind me to get back to it. But let's see. Obviously, Amsterdam I mentioned, and Amsterdam. Here's the thing. It's there. All the weed that's in Amsterdam is in a coffee shop, which sounds crazy because when you say here, I'm going to go to the coffee shop, you're going to go have some coffee. If you're there and you say, I'm going to go to the coffee shop, you're going to go get high, which is, it's bananas to me, right? But coffee and weed,
you've been there a few times, huh?
Yes. And I really enjoy my time there. And they have the truffles there, which I'm a big fan of. I wish I could bring them with me. I'm just such a fucking, I'm scared to like travel across the international borders and shit, I saw Locked Up Abroad one too many freaking times, dude. And yeah, no, I'm not doing that. I'm scared.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And but what do you call it? The truffles are like, dude, I can't even. I sound like a freaking Gen Zer. I can't even explain how incredible that buzz is. A few of us took them, and we laughed so freaking hard, dude, at bullshit. We're just laughing and happy, And then let me see. Romania, dude.
Have you guys been there?
Never. But we've been to shows. We've done shows where people. I came all the way from Romania. A million times we heard this, dude. Bucharest. Holy shit, dude. The love, the excitement, it was magical. Like, listen, all the shows were great,
right.
But the audience, and because I guess it was a new place. It's like new pussy.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god.
For sure, dude.
Yeah. Or new dick, whatever whatever you like. It's what.
You choose.
And but holy shit, we stayed at this hotel that used to be a bank. And they had this vault bar. I had the most incredible mezcal drink I've ever tasted in my life.
Dude, you thrive at ex-banks. The places that were once banks and are now something else.
Yeah, for sure. 1908? Anyway. And Transylvania is in Romania.
I literally thought that was a made-up place, dude.
Transylvania?
Yeah. I didn't think that was real.
So Dracula's castle, there's no Dracula, but the dude was Vlad the Impaler, right? If you've heard the stories of Vlad the Impaler, he used to put people on freaking stakes,
but that's
and then
real?
Go to sleep to hearing their cries. Huh?
It's real?
What he did? 100%. He was a fucking lunatic. He used to fall asleep to the sounds of people in agony. That would rock him to sleep, dude. Complete, like, craziness.
Dude, I always thought it was made up.
No. Vlad the Impaler, I mean, it's a real thing. And then, let me see. Dublin, Ireland. Love Dublin, Ireland, dude. The last night there, me and Vic just went out, and everybody had a lobby call at 3. We didn't have to be in the lobby till 10. No, they had a lobby call at 3 in the morning, and we had just come back at like 2 in the morning. So everybody had to just go grab their shit at like 1:30. And we decided to just, fuck it, let's go out and get the last call. We're here, we're leaving. So we went out, had a couple of drinks at one bar, then we went to another bar, just listened to music, got loaded.
Dublin was a repeat for you too, yeah?
Yeah. You know what, dude? You see so many people stumbling. Like, I don't know if Dublin is the name or they were just so drunk that they couldn't pronounce stumbling. And then they just freaking ended up calling it Dublin. But dude, people, they just get loaded all day. All day on
Do
Guinness.
they fight out there? Or is that like an urban legend?
Is there what?
Is there a lot of fights when they
I'm sure they fight. There's people that fight, especially it's late at night. People just get crazy, you know. Well, people fight everywhere. You give enough people enough alcohol, they're gonna fight.
Yeah.
And so we ended up getting on one of those bicycles, you know, with the little rickshaw type of thing. And it used to be that you pedaled. These fucks are lazy now, bro. They got the freaking electric ones. They act like they're pedaling.
Dude,
what a racket, right?
What a scam.
Well, it's not a scam. I mean, you can't hate on them, dude, because, you know, it's technology. Anyway, did I miss any countries?
Fucking bastards.
Bucharest, Dublin, Brussels, Gothenburg. Oh, I am forgetting Copenhagen, Denmark, dude.
You guys have been there before.
We've been there before, a few times. Always does the arena, no less than 12,000 people there.
Hilarious.
And you know, that's where the Little Mermaid's from.
What Little Mermaid?
Little Mermaid. There's a statue of a Little Mermaid on a rock, and that's where they made the Little Mermaid movie out of.
The black one?
No. This one was white. Actually, it's stone, so you can make it whatever color you want. So, Europeans love saunas, dude.
Okay.
Love them. And
throughout Europe?
Pretty much.
Okay.
And they always sauna naked.
Okay.
And it's co-ed most of the time.
Wow, okay.
And, yeah, I did not know this. I'd heard about it, but I didn't, you know. And, you know, a lot of places in Europe don't look at nudity the way we look at nudity here in the United States. And when I say we, I'm including myself in there, even though I don't look at it because I've been to plenty of nudist resorts where the philosophy is nude doesn't equal sex or horny. It's just, hey, man, I'm just fucking naked, but it's just me chilling here. It doesn't mean that I want to fuck you, right? Not to say that you should just be pulling your dick out everywhere, right? And so we're in Germany, and it's a freaking. So I'm gonna hit the gym, and it had a sauna area at the pool, and you know, Joe says, "Hey man, you should go in the sauna. It's really good for you. You sweat out all the freaking, you know, all the impurities and blah blah blah, and it's very cleansing." And like, you know, I've sat in plenty of saunas throughout my life in different gyms, but not a lot of gyms have saunas these days. But people, they have saunas in their homes out in Europe. Wow. Or just people just go sauna. They just go sauna every day or a few times a week. I think Joe Rogan saunas. And so I'm like, yeah, you know, I'll chill in the sauna. And they had two of them. One of them was, I think, a few degrees away from boiling. It was hot. I've never been in anything that hot in my fucking life. And so I'm in there.
Are they big?
They're big.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, they're big. You could fit 12 people in there.
Because, dude, boiling and it being small.
Oh, you'd pass out.
Yeah.
Right? And so, you know, Native Americans do the sweat lodge, Hooter. So it's not like this is
anything new.
No. And so we're chilling in there, and me and Joe were in shorts. But we don't know the etiquette here. And then all of a sudden, this dude walks in. And look, you know, I've seen plenty of dicks in my life. I've been in many gyms. I've watched a lot of porn. I'm not looking for dicks, but I've seen dicks. Man, when I tell you this might be the biggest dick I've ever seen in my life, I mean, this thing, the head looked like a fucking fist, dude. And this dude just walks in, and I look at Joe, he looks at me, and he's like, does that little eye thing,
Mm-hmm.
And this motherfucker sits right in the line, where you don't want to be awkward and be like this, because, I'm not looking at your dick, But then you also don't want to be
right.
hypnotized
Right.
by the fucking dick.
Right.
And so it gets weird, bro. And I'm like, I guess he didn't give a fuck, huh? And then we look through the window and we see this couple, dude and a chick. And I go, dude, there's a lady out there. This fucking guy is walking around with this goddamn python. And then we see the couple, they take off their clothes. And I go, oh, we're the assholes. So now I want to take off my shorts.
Oh, no.
But I'm looking at this monster. And I'm like, now I'm self-conscious as if I think every dude's self-conscious regardless, no matter how big or small or medium you are. You're always self-conscious. But now I'm looking at this freaking, and I'm trying not to, but you just like no, that's not like, it's one of those right. And so finally I just said, fuck it. And I took off my clothes. I took off my shorts.
After?
Yeah.
You were late to the party, but you said, oh, he left.
He left. And then I said, okay. And I took him off. And it was...
how long did you guys last in there?
Oh, dude, like 25 minutes.
What are you supposed to?
Not 25 minutes. I think they recommended it like 17 for when it's that hot.
Mm.
But we didn't know it was that hot because it was in fucking centigrade, right? And we're the stupid Americans. And and so the best part, we're gonna go in the pool. And he goes, hey man, let's grab our robes. I go, nah, just leave them there. Who's gonna take them, right? And go. And then we start. They have this little tub where you can soak your feet and you can put salt. So now we get caught up on the salt thing with the feet, and then there's a jacuzzi. So we're just doing things. We're just doing sauna spa things. Come back. My fucking robe is gone, right? Which doesn't sound like a big deal. But in the pocket, I had the key to the locker with all my shit in it. And I'm like, fuck me, man. There's nobody there other than us, the other couple, and the big dick guy. And maybe like one or two people trickling around. And I'm like, who the fuck would take my robe? Like, they left fucking the other robe. And they left my towel, but they took my robe. And I'm like, motherfucker. And then I see another robe, and it had a little fucking chingadera. And I said, well, maybe this key will open my thing. So I take the key, and I go, sure shit, it won't even open the door into the locker room.
And so now you took someone else's key.
Yeah, and then I go, and it opens up the key to the girls' one. So I'm like, oh, let me go put this shit back. So I go, and I put it back. And now I gotta go find somebody that works there and say, hey man, somebody took my robe. I lost my key. So then they, no big deal. Happens all the time. Here's the universal key. So she gives me a fucking key. I go down there. Key doesn't work. I'm like, fuck. Can you try this? Yeah, you try it. I go, hey Mia, it doesn't work. She goes, it should work. I go, I promise you, it doesn't work. So then she comes with the same fucking key because I'm stupid. And she tries it. She goes, it doesn't work. I go, I told you it doesn't work. And she goes, okay, let me go get my manager. So she goes, comes back with another key.
Universal key. They them key, bro.
That key doesn't work either, right? And I'm just like, okay, fuck me, right?
Wait a minute. The people working there don't have a key to this door?
They do. But it's not working because it's opening everything else, but it won't open this one. So now they're realizing it's not the key, it's just broken, right? I picked a broken locker, right? And so now she comes back like no less than 3 times. And I'm like, okay, man. If she comes back again and this thing doesn't open, I'm just going to say, hey, man, don't come back until you can open this fucking. Like, I'm getting frustrated. I'm hungry. I'm tired. I'm been fucking sitting in goddamn saunas.
I'm exhausted. Listen, lady, I'm exhausted from sitting in these saunas and getting my feet fucking salt baths. Can you please, for the love of fuck,
get me out of here? And so then she says, all right, we can't open it, but don't worry. We're just going to break the door.
Okay.
And so then she comes back with these two big fucking German fucks, right? And I'm like, I go, so is this what you guys do, is just break doors? And they go, well, we work next door. She just came and got us. I go, oh my God. He goes, but yeah, we'll get it open. And I'm like, I go, let's just go sit. And they have this infrared sauna, right, with a bunch of pillows. Let's just go to the infrared sauna. So now we're laid in there in these pillows. I'm spread eagle, bro. I'm naked. The infrared's hitting me. Not even 3 minutes after I get comfortable. Okay, it's open. I'm like, get the fuck. Now I'm comfortable. I want to chill in here now.
Lock it again.
So go back, get my shower on. Yeah, so that was my no sauna experience in Germany.
Good.
I know. It was awesome. It was awesome. Had some incredible Indian food in
Germany?
In Amsterdam. And a big shout out to Eric Upstrom. And I know he's probably not gonna ever hear this shit, but and his whole team out there, the promoting team in Europe. Eric Shandy, who's originally from Austin, dude.
Oh, get out.
Yeah, he lives out there now. He moved to Sweden years ago, and he went out there touring on a band, and he stayed. He said, "Fuck this, I'm not going back." And now he works for Eric, and they do a bunch of shows. And then this is when I realized how long we've been going out there. One of the girls that was working with us on the tour, doing the things that need to get done, kind of like an Edro. And by the way, shout out to Edro. This dude is just a savage and a beast, and his organization skills, he's just awesome. He's our tour manager, and he's just he's one of the best to do it. I've been on a lot of tours, and he's a beast, dude. But anyway, this girl that was working on the tour, 23 years old, and her dad and Eric, the guy that owns the company, are homies. So he's known her since she was a kid. She's 23, working on the tour, and we've been going there for 14 years. So the first time we went, she was 9 years old. And she said that she's always been part of the business where, from merch to this, to that, even as a kid, just helping out with whatever. And so saw it from, every bit of what the business is, grew up with it really, and was telling me that she's in college, and I'm like, what can college teach you that you've already?
Not a goddamn thing.
You know what I mean? Okay. And I don't knock on college, but there's nothing like work experience. Nothing like it.
And especially in her situation where she's gotten every angle of this business.
Right. From beginning to end. So anyway, Fluffy's team, Gabriel's team rather, and Eric and his whole team and everybody that came out to the shows and just made it one of the most memorable European. Well, I shouldn't say most memorable. I've done some crazy shit out there that's pretty memorable, but one of the most awesome tours that I can remember out in Europe, and the people are just, dude, the love and appreciation is next level.
What about outside of the shows? Were they fucking stupid Americans?
Not really. You know where I have gotten stupid Americans? The one place that I got a lot of stupid Americans, or they get called stupid Americans, was in Jordan, believe it or not.
Ooh.
By hookers, no less. Yeah. stupid Americans, number one. And they start shooting guns. And I'm like, that's what you guys think of us? So now when people say American, I said, no, Mexican. Oh, we love Mexican. They love Mexicans. People love Mexicans, dude. Yeah. Except in America.
Yeah, except for fucking
yeah. So anyway, it was a great experience. But it's good to be back. It's good to be back. And
did it feel like you were gone for a long time?
It did. It did. And I was sitting there and I said, I go, I'm a fucking asshole, man, because I was sitting here and I was thinking, man, I've been gone. I haven't seen, because I saw the kids before I left. So that was kind of cool.
Also, how hilarious was that to like when you run into someone when you're on vacation and you're like, hey, what the fuck you doing? Like, that's what I imagined in my head. Was going through their head.
Oh, yeah. Well, Martha didn't tell them that they were going to go hang out so they pulled up and they're like, what are you doing here? So, what are you doing here? We're going to go to breakfast. So we went to breakfast and hung out. And so I got to see them, right? And I had just seen everybody here. But then, like halfway through or like a weekend, I was sitting there. And, Chiqui was sending me pictures of Ocho. We got a dog, by the way. We got a little freaking half Chihuahua. And I think it's half mini pincher, but we don't know. Sean has a mini pincher.
Yeah.
Anyway. I was sitting there and I was missing the little dog, and I'm missing everybody. And I thought, man, I'm going to tell Chiqui I miss her, right? And then when I called her, I didn't tell her. And
but that was the original reason why you called?
Well, I just said the next time I call her, I want to tell her. Gotcha. But then, I called her, we start talking, and it was just like, I didn't want it to be one of those, I love you, I miss you. It's like, those texts, miss you, love you. And usually people say generic. It's super generic, dude. And I didn't want it to come off like that because I genuinely but then I also didn't want to. No, but I do. I genuinely do. It just
you don't understand.
Like when I'm telling you, I'm not telling you like regular people say it. I really mean it like right now. Like those other folks that say it, the two other people. Well, so I didn't say it, right? And then I felt bad because I didn't say it, but then I was conflicted, Hooter. And I remember I'm sitting there with all the guys, and I said, I do miss Chiqui. I go, and I was going to tell her, but I didn't. And then everybody just started laughing, dude. And I'm like, I don't know why it's not funny. It's just, it's just, and it's not that it's hard for me to express emotion. I'm not, not that guy. But I didn't want it to come across fake.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, you know what? Let me just, I think it's easy to say stuff. I think actions prove it better, So anyway, she's going to hear this and be like, oh, he missed me. I missed you. There, I said it. There. Happy? You happy? Everybody happy? Everybody happy now?
That's hilarious.
Oh my God.
Dude, I finished Landman. I started watching 1883 or 86.
What you think?
Whatever year, bro. So good.
How long have I been
I don't even what.
How long have I been telling you?
But this is why I was weird about it. I don't like Yellowstone.
I don't like Yellowstone either.
Oh, okay.
But these are not Yellowstone.
But they're prequels.
But it doesn't matter.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah. I think Yellowstone is a little too soap opera.
It's so soap opera.
And I know this is not a popular opinion because people love Yellowstone. Love it. So all you Yellowstone fucks, don't get mad. That's just my opinion. I'm sure it's a great show for you. But for me, it's too much drama, dude.
Too much.
Like, stop it. I like the realness of these other shows. 1980, what is it?
1880 something and then 1923.
Oh my God.
I think it's 1883 and then 1923.
Or is it 1885?
No.
1881?
It was, I believe, 40 years later.
Okay.
So 19.
Whatever that is.
I like the 18 more than the 19.
So the 19, did you finish the 19?
Mm.
Oh, dude, the 19 gets good.
18's good, though, dude.
It's great. It's freaking great. But
I started Googling, like, bro, there wasn't dick in the 1880s.
No. In 18, no, dude.
Like, you were, dude, a simple fucking
anything could take you out.
See ya, dude. There was no penicillin. You couldn't.
There was nothing, dude, but savages shooting arrows at people.
And they were dipping their arrows in manure.
Which, that's it. Kissing goodbye. No penicillin.
See ya.
Yeah.
Oh, so good, dude. That fucking thing.
It's so great. So great. The chick. How fucking badass was that chick, dude?
Yeah, she is super badass.
Killed it.
I love the little man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was badass.
I like, it's and the first episode grabs you.
Oh yeah.
The first scene grabs you.
Yep.
So 1923 grows on you, dude.
Hold on, I have a question about it though, because I didn't understand why it was such a big deal to go to Oregon. What was happening in Oregon?
The West, the Oregon Trail.
Right. But like, what was, like they kept saying, is the land free? Like they were just giving out land.
Yes. Well, I don't know.
Now they were like, dude, just stake your fucking whatever you want.
Sure. Now I don't know how much of that land was Indian land.
Bro, those fools were getting
hardcore. So again, I don't know, but there was a lot of tribes. How was there not? There was tribes, dude.
And dude, just like shootouts,
fucking
bandits, bro.
People were banditing.
Cowboying, dude.
It drinking,
dude.
And then the Black Plague was knocking motherfuckers out,
bro. Measles.
So there was a lot of immigrants that were coming in. And they wanted a better life, and there was nothing for them. There was a lot of racism there. So, like, you know what? Let me just go over here and do my own shit. But that trail, dude, to go west was just
tornadoes, winter, bro. You couldn't
thieves,
rivers,
Indians, bro, and half the people didn't survive that shit. The majority of them didn't survive that shit, dude. When those people started drinking the water from the river, when they started, when that chick said, "Oh, I gotta go pee," and the snake bit her in the ass, like most of them, they just never were exposed to shit like that.
Yeah, because they said it was illegal to swim where they were from.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, that's why they left.
Yeah, I don't know where they were from though.
Ireland. No, I don't know. 1923 will grow on you, dude. How many episodes are you in?
I think like 6 episodes in.
You already did the guy with the tiger killer? The guy that hunts tigers in Africa?
Oh, yeah.
Did he already fall in love?
No.
Oh, dude. Once he falls in love, dude.
That's when it gets good?
Well, it's not that it gets good, but it gets fucking interesting. It's a great show.
Yeah, dude. It's insane that people were just like, all right, let's go.
Lioness.
Is the show?
Same dude. Is it Tyler Sheridan? I think so. Same dude that did all the other ones.
Oh,
did Lioness. Bro. Everybody kept telling me, and I'm like, whatever. So I'm on the plane, and there's 3 episodes, and it's not even season 1. But I'm like, you know what? I'll throw it on. Oh my God, dude. I saw all 3 episodes, and I'm like, I want more. What the fuck? How could you leave me hanging like this?
What?
It's great. It's great. It is, man, is it good.
Okay.
Lioness, I think you'll like. And there's 2 episodes of 1923, by the way.
All those?
What?
All those are the same guy.
Yeah.
Landman, 83, fucking 23.
Lioness.
Oh, dude. Yeah, he does a great job.
Incredible job. But if you guys haven't seen Lioness, I can't recommend it enough.
Usually on the podcast, you love to make fun of the natives.
I don't make fun of the natives. I love the natives.
And
I make fun of the way people treated the natives.
And, every episode, it feels like you drag the natives. And I was watching these shows and I'm like, dude.
They suffered.
They got
fucked. They continue to get fucked.
Bro.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But changing the name to Native American doesn't change the fact that you treated them like savages. Bro, the priest with the freaking, with the girls going to get, oh my God, dude. Is that in 1923 or the 18?
I don't know. I'm starting to get confused too now.
Bro, the beating the shit out of them?
Yep. Oh, 1923.
Oh my God, dude.
But they had to teach them how to fucking be godly women. Bro.
Oh, bro. Garbage.
They had like 50 fucking gods. Are they crazy?
The dead spirits. The river spirit. Why are you laughing? The spirit of the river.
You see how you're making a mockery?
I'm not mocking them. I'm just acknowledging that there's a spirit river god.
But these poor bastards, just out here with axes when these fools have pistols, dude. Like, what chance?
None, dude. They just, listen, that's how we got America.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's how they got it.
Oh, yeah.
We came later, Hooter. After they done took Mexico.
Mr. 4th of July over here talking about May.
I wasn't there. My grandma was just trying to survive the Black Plague, dude. My great grandma.
So that's what I was thinking about too. Because when was my grandma born?
My mom?
Yeah.
1931. Wow. So you got to figure her mom was born in, I think, 1908. So that means that my great grandma was in the 1800s. You know. Well, I'm from the 1900s.
But there was literally nothing.
No.
Nothing.
No. Crazy time. I love those shows. Those are great. And they paint, because I've seen Westerns and I've seen this. And
I was different too.
But these shows paint such a great picture of what life was like on that trail.
But just in general, then they kept saying,
and for immigrants.
They kept referring to New York and saying they have running water, and one of them even puts out hot water. Could you imagine?
Oh, is that when they go into town and they're trying to sell them a refrigerator?
Mm-hmm.
Bro, it's, and it's one of the same. I compare that to what's happening right now with AI, right? Where everybody's like, well, they have blah, blah. And we look at it as something that's, some people have it, big deal. Mm-hmm. But eventually, clearly, everybody has electricity and a fucking refrigerator. I shouldn't say everybody. There's parts in the world where they don't have that, where they don't have a faucet. Mm-hmm. They have to go down and bring water, And so, there is unfortunate to her. But for the most part.
Dude, coffee was for men.
Coffee was for men?
In the 1800s? Like it was.
Well, a lot of things are for men.
Dude, what happened? We had it. We dropped the ball.
Oh, hard. The ball got dropped hard.
The ball. Oh, we fumbled the bat.
I think Muslims look at us like you dumb motherfucker.
Stupid motherfucker.
Our girls still can't read.
Dude,
what do you know about that?
Our great grandparents would just be like
rolling in their grave, dude. Mm-hmm. But there's always been, for instance, my grandma was a single mom in the 1930s. Think about the 1930s. Do you know what was going on in the 1930s?
What happened in the 1930s?
So it was the Roaring 20s. Everybody made money. It was a blast. Everybody had to call it the Roaring 20s, which led to the Great Depression. And there was no food or work or nothing.
How long did that last? Until
World War II. Or was it the First World War that got us out of the Great Depression? No, it had to have been the Second World War. Yeah. The war has always bailed people out, dude. And so, We had the Great Depression. There was no food in America. Imagine in Mexico, dude. And so the town that my grandma was from, as a single mom, by the way, turned her house into a restaurant, would cook and feed the military people, the miners, everybody that was coming through would go there and eat because it was the only restaurant in town, the only game in town. She had a hotel. She had a bar connected to the fucking house. That's a bad bitch, my grandma, bro.
Dude.
Like I remember my grandma when they chopped off her leg because of diabetes, dude. And there's a picture, it's my favorite picture ever, of her in a wheelchair, smiling, with no fucking leg, a cigarette in one hand, and a beer on the other hand.
That's wild.
And I'm like, she earned it. If anybody deserves a cigarette and a beer, is a single mom from the 1930s.
I was just about to say, imagine like the leg, getting rid of a leg was like probably one of the easiest things she's had to go through. Like if you imagine what a woman had to go through to open up shop in a fucking little town in Mexico.
Yeah. We can sit here and say how man ran shit, blah blah blah, but there was women that had to, because the dudes were off in war, so they had to step up and do the shit that needed to get done. So you do got to give props to the chicks, dude.
Because they just remember that one.
Don't call them chicks; they're women.
That one little gypsy, bro, who her husband died, and she was right away looking for another husband. Like that was the difference, right? You either was gonna
you're either gonna figure it out, or you're gonna look for somebody to take care of your ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she just figured it out. So that's like I said, she was a bad bitch.
Yeah, that's badass.
Gotta love it. Anyway, I feel like I monopolized a lot of this conversation.
No, but that's good, dude, because I've done a few solos, so it was cool to have you back and
say, stare at the sun.
Yeah, and give us a little recap of Europe. And it's good that you're back. And yeah, dude, go solid.
Man, I just want to say thank you guys for tuning in. Yee haw ha. I feel like that's so much. I feel like all of a sudden we need cowboy boots and belt buckles and hats, dude. Like, you know those dudes that dress the part wherever they, they go to a. It's like those sports fans that aren't sports fans. That will then, say, hey, dude, we're going to go watch the playoffs over at the bar. You should come with us. Yeah, man. And they show up, and they're wearing, like, let's just call it a Spurs because we're in Texas. They're in a Spurs hat, They don't know anybody on the fucking team. Could give a fuck less.
They brought a foam finger
to the bar, waiting for everybody to get there with 2 pitchers of beer and a bunch of cups. Gonna be with the guys. And then, the guys, hey, what's up, guys? Come on over, man. You show up and fucking, it's the first quarter, 5 minutes in, fucking, little fucking Ginobili does a little layup. Go Spurs! Just doing everything you think a fan would do. Right. I feel that's us with fucking cowboy boots and belt buckle.
Boy, is it. Yee Haw Ha is such a fucking asshole name.
It's such an asshole name. But it's making fun of that assholeness of it, I feel. It's not like it's not like we're out here yee haw haing. It's not like we're really yee haw haing. Oh my God.
If only people knew though. I'm a pet cow in my backyard, dude. I'm a pet longhorn. I'm a mini longhorn.
I did a show in Houston, dude. And the last time we did Houston. And I remember like it was yesterday. After the show, for the drive home, I took off my boots. Because I wore the boots. And I put on my goddamn Crocs.
Hilarious.
And I'm like, what self-respecting Texan has a pair of fucking slippers and takes off the boots, bro? Like, what? I'm like, fucking got a long drive.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna drive with these fucking boots.
Dude,
I
that's
need to be
hilarious.
comfortable. That's the most California, Texas thing to do.
Boy, are we? Yeah.
Oh boy, are we yee-haw-haing.
Oh yeah.
That was a yee-haw-haw moment.
For
And I
sure.
kind of was like, why did I think? Well, because they're not comfortable to drive. They fucking hit the pedal too hard. That's why everybody speeds.
Oh, dude.
Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in to the all-new Yee Haw Ha with Martin and Hooter. Freaking love you guys.
Catch us on the next episode. Peace.